We've got Jackie Mason here, right? So here you go. The day President Obama, he made his pitch for this Iranian deal. It was like really weird. It was like hour long, and it also kind of served as a warning that if Congress kills this deal, it will kill America's credibility. I want you to take a listen to this.
Every nation in the world that has commented publicly, with the exception of the Israeli government, has expressed support.
Well, a lot of Americans feel otherwise, including world-renowned comedian Jackie Mason, who's here with us. And, you know, you've been very vocal about this, right. By the way, thank you for showing up, because I've been a fan of yours for a long time. But why are you so opposed to this deal, and what is President Obama missing?
He's missing the simple fact that it's preposterous and it's ridiculous. There's no guarantee of anything here. As a matter of fact, we made all kinds of conditions. We could inspect them any time, any place, except when they don't want us to. And they could give us 28 hours notice. They don't even, I told a big joke that's become a big hit when I say they don't even have to give you notice to inspect a restaurant in New York. You're allowed to pop in whenever you want. They protect you from a bad tuna fish.
Right.
But from the bomb, there's no protection.
I mean, that's one of the things. And you know what's crazy, Jackie, is all of these things were sort of floating around out there, and the public kept saying, hey, that's dumb, don't do that, don't do that. Kerry kept going back and forth. I think he thought he looked diplomatic. You also made a funny joke that he went over there for a year and a half and he came back with nothing but a bad foot.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah. But this is also a bad deal. The
truth of the matter is there's nothing here. All we should have really done is said to them, what do you want? Whatever you want, we'll do it. There's no reason to negotiate. Let us know what you want. We'll accept the conditions and forget about it. And we could have saved that 10 years of negotiations.
Well, essentially, it feels like that's what we did.
Basically, we just gave them whatever they want. We could have saved a lot of money on Kerry with his trips, millions of dollars in costs and promotion and speeches and advertising and conditions. If we're going to accept everything, what do we need all these millions of dollars of conditions and costs and times and all this? What was it for? You should have just given them a call. For $1.25, we could have found out this is it and it's all over, because we accepted everything anyway.
Yeah, and nevertheless, though, President Obama pushing hard today, saying, listen, this is not only part of his legacy, but our legacy as the leading country in the world, that somehow we don't always have to win by brute force, that we can also gain credibility in the world by negotiating these kind of deals that saves everyone. It creates this peaceful area. I mean, no one believes that Iran is going to live up to any peaceful parts of this.
Not only that, they're going to live up to nothing, but besides the fact they're going to create a bomb anyway, we're also giving them $150 billion as a gift. I ask you, what do you want? You tell me what you want, here it is. And not only that, just for talking to me, you get $150 billion.
Yeah.
I give you whatever you want, plus 150 as a birthday present, or in case you have a bar mitzvah, it's all paid.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too.
Look at this, how Hillary Clinton not only she accepts this deal, she thinks it's a wonderful, phenomenal deal. You could see that she never read a paper, she doesn't even know what's in it. You could watch her when she's making a speech, she doesn't even know what she's going to say. She fumbles along, somebody wrote it down, she keeps repeating it. You know, she had a different foreign policy about every 15 minutes. She has a 15-minute foreign policy. She disagrees with herself every day. She doesn't even need an opponent in a debate, because she takes both sides every time of every issue.
Well, you know what? She puts her finger in the wind and tries to find out which way those political winds are blowing, and it gets confusing.
Listen, the only reason for her claim to fame is that she was in the White House. Originally, the reason that she became popular as a candidate for president is because everybody said she was in the White House for such a long time. But so was the pastry chef. He was also there for a long time.
I don't know if you heard, but he's being considered for Defense Department.
Here's another thing. Let's be honest about it. She accomplished nothing. She never did anything. But everybody said she was married to the president. Therefore, it's like saying if a guy's a pilot and one day he quit, you think they would say, "Where's his wife?"
All right. So you talk about Hillary.
People keep saying she was close to the president. She's the only woman who was not close to the president.
Let me ask you about the GOP. The debate is tomorrow night. Donald Trump is right now running away with this. You had some run-ins with Donald Trump in the past. You're on record about 4 years ago. I think you called him a liar. But it feels like maybe you're warming up to him right now.
No, I never really called him a liar. That was a joke on the stage. That was an introduction to my next joke. What I really said is that I said to myself, let's be honest about it. Here is a guy who was able to accomplish fantastic things all over the world. Why do you think that he's so popular right now? Because people are nauseous from politicians who keep making speeches and get nothing done. And they know that with this guy, at least he's going to do something. It's impossible to make 4 billion, 8 billion, or 10 billion. Depends on what time you get up in the morning. There's a different number every day. He says he's worth 10, he'll settle for 8. The paper says 4.5, and Bloomberg says 3. He says at least 8, maybe 7, or could be 6, maybe 5. I'm not sure exactly. He's so busy running around campaigning there's no time.
Kind of reminds me of the Abbott and Costello thing, but we all know he's a billionaire, though. And we all know that he inherited wealth, but he built on that wealth. And when you build on wealth in America, you create jobs, you create opportunities, you get things done. And that's what America wants. They want things to be done right now.
Because he's magic right now. Every time he goes on television, he's like magic. It's like the star of a show, and the rest of them all sound like robots compared to him. He succeeded in making the rest of them sound so boring and flat that you forget that they're even running. When they show up on television, they look like they passed away compared to him.
So then what would you do, Jackie? Let's say all these other guys, the other 9 people on stage with Donald Trump tomorrow night, they come to you. How do we get out of this man's shadow? You have dominated the stage for years. How do you tell? What do they do?
I'll tell you what they do. They talk loud. Because
I should be on the thing, and I should run.
You can't talk low next to him. And you don't bring up immigration because he was a sensation on immigration. Look what a sensation he became just from the idea of immigration. Everybody attacked him and abused him, how he phrased this, how he said that. Meanwhile, every time they attack him, he gets bigger and bigger. The more they attack him, the bigger he gets. And every time they tell you he's finished, like with the McCain thing, they said it's over for him. 10 seconds later, he's bigger again. Now McCain means nothing, and he's even bigger with the veterans than McCain. That's how sensational he became. Take a look at what happened with the situation of immigration. Everybody is trying to come into this country, and we resent them for coming into this country from Mexico, from all the other countries. It's disgusting how they're trying to come in here. There's no toilets where they live. There's nothing but diseases. There's nothing but miserable conditions, and they're nauseous, and they're passing away from human misery. And they're stunned that they want to come into this country.
Right.
And then they're surprised that they don't want to come back.
Jackie, before we wrap it up, let me just ask you, as someone who's a survivor, you've been up here, you've had your ups and downs in your own career. Are you still hopeful that America can still be great? Just really quickly, letting the public
positively could still be great. And all we have to do is build a wall by Mexico and